Hello everyone. Welcome to today's sessions. Greeting to all the tech innovators, data wizards, coding alchemists, and AI visionaries. A very warm welcome to all the excellencies attending this grand event today. Today, we are going to unleash the creativity and innovation and learn how Google AI Studio empowers women in tech. Let me introduce myself. I'm your speaker, Anuradha Tibile, an active Google Women Tech Maker member, and I'm here to guide you on a journey into the incredible world of Google AI Studio. So, why Google AI Studio? Let's dive in and let's have a quick glance and take a closer look at the vision and mind behind Google AI Studio.
One of the reasons we got interested in AI from the very beginning is that we always viewed our mission as a timeless mission. It's to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. But as information has grown in scale and complexity, the problem has gotten harder. So we always knew we needed to have a deeper breakthrough to make progress.
I've worked on AI my whole life because I've always felt it would be the most beneficial and consequential technology for humanity. Human beings in our society would have 5 senses, and the world we've built and the media we consume is in those different modalities. So I'm super proud and excited to announce the launch of the Gemini era, a first step towards a truly universal AI model.
The Gemini approach to multimodality is all the kinds of things you want an artificial intelligence system to be able to do. And these are capabilities that haven't really existed in computers before.
Traditionally, multimodal models are created by stitching together text-only, vision-only, and audio-only models in a suboptimal way at a secondary stage. Gemini is the multimodal from the ground up, so it can seamlessly have a conversation across modalities and give you the best possible response.
Gemini is our largest and most capable model. It means that Gemini can understand the world around us in the way that we do and absorb any type of input and output. So not just text like most models, but also code, audio, image, and video. What's amazing about Gemini is that it's so good at so many things. As we started getting to the end of the training, we started seeing that Gemini was better than any other model out there on these very, very important benchmarks. For example, each of the 50 different subject areas that we tested on, it's as good as the best expert humans in those areas.
It's very rare that you can work on a technology at a foundational level and it simultaneously can impact all our products.
We created a family of models that can run on everything from mobile devices to data centers, each of which is actually best in class.
Gemini will be available in 3 sizes. Gemini Ultra, our most capable and largest model for highly complex tasks. Gemini Pro, our best performing model for a broad range of tasks. And Gemini Nano, our most efficient model for on-device tasks.
We want to provide the best foundational building blocks, and then we know developers and enterprise customers are going to figure out really creative ways to further refine our Gemini foundational models, and the potential's almost limitless.
So at Google, there's this healthy disregard for the impossible, and that has oriented us to be both bold and responsible together. As these systems become more capable, all of those capabilities also raise new questions.
We have to think about what it means to have an image be a part of, for example, the input, because an image might be innocuous on its own, or text might be innocuous on its own, but the combination could be offensive or hurtful.
Safety and responsibility has to be built in from the beginning. And at Google DeepMind, that's what we've done with Gemini.
We develop proactive policies and adapt those to the unique considerations of multimodal capabilities. We then do rigorous testing against those policies to prevent the harms that we've identified with approaches like classifiers and filters.
If I were to look at the foundational breakthroughs in AI over the past decade, Google has been at the forefront of many of those breakthroughs. And I think Gemini continues that rich tradition.
It's been an enormous sort of monumental engineering task, which has been, very challenging, but also very exciting.
I have been at Google for quite a while, and the reason I'm here is really I believe in the company's mission. And I think Gemini is a great step in that overall mission.
We end up with a world that has more knowledge and that people have more access to information that otherwise would not be available to them.
That's what excites me, the chance to make AI helpful for everyone, everywhere in the world.
So now that you have seen the vision, you have felt the energy, now let's get down to business. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to consider what you'd like to achieve with the power of AI. So here are the key takeaways. Showcase the capabilities of Google AI Studio and its potential for women in tech, provide concrete examples of how the platform can be used in different domains, empower attendees with the knowledge and resources to start exploring AI Studio, and foster a sense of community and encourage women to embrace technology and innovation. So, what is Google AI Studio basically? It is a platform where you can build next generation of AI. It's an user friendly platform for interacting with advanced generative models. No coding experience is required, making it accessible to everyone, and it offers a variety of features like text generation, image creation, code completion, and more. So how does it help? It levels the playing field by providing access to sophisticated AI tools, opens doors to new career opportunities and entrepreneurship ventures, empowers women to express their creativity in innovative ways, and fosters collaboration and knowledge sharing within the tech community. So, what are the practical use case across industries? Moving on to the industries where you can use the Google AI Studio. First comes the design and marketing. Google AI Studio helps create compelling marketing copy designs, logo, and prototypes, personalized user experience. It can also be used for content creation. So Google AI Studio helps write articles, scripts, poems, generate engaging social media content, and more. Then comes research and development. So Google AI Studio helps analyze data, translate languages, and summarize scientific articles as well. It also helps in education and training. So
It's me or Anuradha mic is off because I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Lui, tu m'entends?
Non, non.
Anuradha, are you here?
is it visible?
Hello?
Uh, can someone please check that? Goodness. Is this slide still not visible, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Can
But the
you,
slide isn't visible.
slide is appear now. You can
Yeah.
Okay,
share your screen.
Mm-hmm.
sure. It's visible now, right?
It's
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry for the
It's okay
glitch.
now.
Can anyone please tell till what part was it visible so I can just go back?
Yeah, can you go back in the previous slide because that is where you lost him, lost you.
Okay, just a sec.
Yeah, that's a good. Okay,
This one?
wait.
Okay, yeah. So Google AI Studio helps write articles, scripts, poems, generate engaging social media content, and content creation. Next, we have research and development. So basically, Google AI Studio also helps analyze data, translate languages, summarize scientific articles for you as well. So it also helps in education and training. So Google AI Studio helps develop personalized learning materials, automate administrative tasks, and more. It also helps in healthcare industry. So Google AI Studio helps analyze medical images, generate patient reports, and personalized treatment plans. Now that you have known what all it helps with, let's get a bit back on the timeline and explore the journey of generative AI. So there was a series of increasing frequent breakthrough that makes sense to natural language as well. So it all started in the 2010 century, like in 20, around 2010. AI researchers working on natural language translation discovered that models exposed to vast amount of text produce much better results than models using top-down grammatical rules. Then in 2014, we had mastering the meaning of words, where language models began to make more sense of the meaning of words in natural language by analyzing the content in which the words appeared. By 2017 and 22, we had large language foundation models, and this is where the advancement started in the field of generative AI. And after that, we had some foundations for customization and then creating foundation models in cost prohibitive. But once created, they can be customized using a small amount of additional data to achieve state of the art performance on new tasks without significant investment. By 2022, we had our conversational large language foundation models like Gemini. Now we have Google AI Studio Quick Start. So now we'll be learning how to use Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio is a browser-based IDE for prototyping with generative models. Google AI Studio lets you quickly try out models and experiment with different prompts. When you have built something you are happy with, you can export it to code in your preferred programming language powered by the Gemini API. So how does the prompt and model tuning work? Google AI Studio provides several interfaces for prompts that are designed for different use cases. The first one is free-form prompt. These prompts offer an open-ended prompting experience for generating content and responses to instructions. You can use both images and text data for your prompts. Next comes the structured prompt. This prompting technique lets you guide model output by providing a set of example requests and replies. You can use this approach when you need more control over the structure of model output. Then we have the chat prompt. So you can use chat prompts to build conversational experiences. This prompting technique allows for multiple input and response turns to generate an output. So Google AI Studio also lets you to change the behavior of a model using a technique called tuning. So what is a tune model basically? You can use this advanced technique to improve a model's responses for a specific task by providing more examples. Note that tuning is not only available for legacy PALM models. Turn is only available for legacy PALM models, and turn on the show legacy models options in settings to enable this prompt type. Now, talking a bit about Gemini. Gemini's multimodal abilities let you prompt the model with combination of imagery and text. For example, you can use this feature to learn more about a building shown in an image. So let's first talk about free-form prompt example, learn more about a building. So the first step you need to do here is you need to create a prompt with text and images. Like it's up to you. You can use text or else as images. And to create a multi-module prompt, you first need to navigate to your Google AI Studio. Then in the left panel, you'll see create new, and then you'll have to select the free from prompt, like the one we had here. So here you'll have the create new option, and there you need to select the free form prompt. Then after that, in the right column, you will have a model field. There you'll have to select a model that supports image such as the Gemini Pro Vision model. In the prompt text area, enter the following text. Look at the following picture and tell me who is the architect. From the insert bar above the prompt area, select an image and choose one of the sample image of a building. At the bottom of the app window, select Run to generate a reply for this request. So this is how it's done basically. In step 1, you prompted the model with a fixed string of text and image, but sometimes you want to be able to dynamically change parts of the prompt. For example, if you're building an interactive application, you may want to modify your prompt with different user inputs. For this, you can parameterize your prompts with variables. So as you can see in the picture, you went to the text input, then you have given an image as your prompt and some text, and then that was used in your test prompt. You can have a look at the picture. After that, the very next step that you'll have to do, step 2, is add a replaceable variable to the prompt. So to add variables to your prompt, first thing that you'll have to do is select a word or a phrase you want to replace in your prompt. In this case, select the text, who is the architect. Like as you can see in the picture, who is the architect. After that, the second thing you need to do is from the insert header above the prompt, select the brackets and test input. And then the third step is the test. In the test your prompt table below the prompt, add an additional value to your prompt by selecting add test example and entering an additional prompt value. Feel free to add several new input values. At the bottom of the app window, select Run to generate a reply for each of the varying requests. So as you can see here in the test your prompt, you can add different sentences and variables according to your needs and to add more details to it. The step 3 is experiment with model parameters. So as you're prototyping your prompt, you can also play around with model run setting on the right side of the application. These are key settings you know about. First is the model. Select what model you want to respond to your prompt. For more information about the available models and capabilities, you can go and check the models thing. I'll be providing the link for the website as well. And temperature, then you have to control how much randomness is allowed in the model's responses. That is terminalized as temperature over here. So raising this value allows the model to produce more unexpected and creative responses. So as you increase the amount of temperature, you'll have more what can we say, creative responses to your prompt. Max outputs. Increase the number of responses the model returns for each request. This option can be helpful for quickly testing prompts by generating multiple responses for a single prompt. Safety settings. Adjust safety settings for managing model responses. For more details about these controls, see the safety settings. Next we have, now that you have prototyped a generative AI application, you can now save your work or generate code to this prompt in your own development environment. To save the prompt you created, you will have to navigate in the top right corner of the Google AI Studio app. Then you will select save and then connect the app to your Google Drive account if you have not already done so. And in the save prompt dialog, enter a prompt name and optional description and then save it. To export the prompt, you can create it as a code. Then in the top right corner of the Google AI Studio, select get code, select a programming language tab, and then select copy to copy code to your clipboard. And that's how you'll just get a copy to your code. So there are two things that you need to note down. First is you need to have an API key to run the prompt code outside of Google AI Studio. So make sure to create a key and include it with your prompt code. And there's a caution to it that treat your API key like a password and protect it appropriately. Don't embed your key in publicly published codes. Now we'll be moving on to the structured prompt example, how to build a product copy generator. So talking about structured prompt example, so far you have seen how you can prompt your model with an instruction. So you can look at the following picture and tell me who's the architect, the fun we did back then. So sometimes, however, you can get better results by prompting the model with a combination of instructions and examples. So this is what we call as structured prompts. Structured prompts in Google AI Studio help you do just that. Combine instructions with examples to show the model the kind of output you want, rather than just telling it what to do. This kind of prompting, called few shot prompting, is useful when you want the model to stick to a consistent output format, that is structural JSON, or when it's difficult to describe in words what you want the model to do, that is write in a particular style. In this section, you'll see how to create structured prompts in Google AI Studio. So the first thing you need to do, the very first step is to create a structured prompt. In this example, you'll create a structured prompt that generates advertising copy for products. To start, you'll define the structure for the prompt by creating two columns, a product input column and a product copy output column, as you can see in the picture. The next thing that you need to do is in the top left of the Google AI Studio web app, select create new structured prompt below the insert header and the instructions for the structured prompt. I guess I've missed the number. Yeah, you are a product marketer targeting a Gen Z audience. Create exciting and fresh advertising copy for products and their simple description. I'm really sorry, guys. Like, it's just one point, but then the numbers have just stopped and as like pointers. Please ignore the numbers. They are not like different points over here. So getting back to the point, below the insert header and add the instructions for the structured prompt. So first you will have to prompt the thing by saying that you are a product manager, marketer targeting a Gen Z audience and creating a fresh advertising copy for products and a simple descriptions.
I think we lost Anuradha again. Is it me or everyone can hear her?
No.
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She's back. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
The slides visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So now after that, you can add a descriptive header for the input by replacing the default input text description with product. And you can add a descriptive header for the output by replacing the default output text description with product copy. What's wrong? I'm audible and visible, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Moving on to the next step that you'll have to do, you have to test your prompt. So once you have the examples that show that the model what you want, test your prompt with a new input in the test your prompt table or at the bottom. As with the text prompt type, you can adjust model parameters to test if they help produce better results for your use case. Review how examples are sent to the model. Under the hood, Google AI Studio construct a prompt by combining the instructions with examples you provide. As you add more examples, these get added to the text sent to the model. Depending on how long your examples are, you may start hitting the model's token limit. All generative AI models have a token limit, which is the maximum length of the text they can accept an input. To see the complete content of your prompt, select the text preview at the bottom of the Google AI Studio web page. Note, the model token limit is displayed at the bottom of the preview pane, okay? And then in step 4, once you're happy with your prompt, you can save it or export it to code by clicking the by clicking the get code button. And you can also export the individual few short examples to a CSV file or Google Sheet. Choose the export examples option under the action menu to export your examples. Now we'll be moving on to the chat prompt example, how to build a custom chat application. If you have used a general purpose chatbot like Gemini, you have experienced firsthand how powerful generative AI models can be for open end dialogue. While these general purpose chat box are useful, often they need to be tailored for a particular use case. For example, maybe you want to build a customer service chatbot that only supports conversations that talk about a company's product. You might want to build a chatbot that speaks with a particular tone or style. A bot that cracks lot of jokes, rhymes like a poet, or uses lot of emojis in its answers. So this example shows you how to use Google AI Studio to build a friendly chatbot that communicates as if it is an alien living on one of Jupiter's moon, Europa. So yeah. So here they have like given it a prompt. We'll further be discussing it. So first step you need to do is create a chat prompt. In the last section, you designed a structured prompt using a combination of input and output examples. Similarly, to build a chatbot, you need to provide examples of interactions between a user and the chatbot to guide the model to provide the responses you're looking for. So to create a chat prompt, in the top left of the Google AI Studio web page, select create new, then chat prompt. And in the right here prompt examples column of the prompt interface, you can start providing examples of interactions. You can also provide additional context in the first example as well. So here user, you have to like tell like non you are 10, a friendly alien that lives in Europa, one of Jupiter's moon, and model null is okay. And the user and the model fields provide an example of what interactions between a user and your chatbot might look like. User none, hi. Model none, hi. My name is Tim and I live in Europa, one of Jupiter's moon. It's cold here, cold down here. So that's how it basically works. After you have filled out an example, start testing your application by chatting with the model on right page of the chat prompt interface. To test the chatbot behavior in the test your prompt panel, select the input field at the bottom. Type in a question or observation that a user might make. For example, user none, what's the weather like? And select the diamond button to the right of the input field to get a response from the chatbot, which may be something like none, the weather on Europa is very cold and icy. Then you need to teach your bot to chat better. By providing a single statement and response example, you were able to build a basic Europa alien chatbot. However, a single example is usually not enough to ensure consistency and quality in the model's response. Without further input, the model's response to a question about the weather tends to be very long and sounds like it comes out of a textbook rather than from a friendly alien. Customize the tone of your chatbot by using the model's responses and editing it to match the desired tone and style of your alien chatbot. To add and edit examples for the chatbot definition, first thing that you need to do in the test your prompt panel, hold the cursor over the left side of the user heading and select the add to examples button. In the right your prompt example column, edit the copied input response to match the intended style and tone of your chatbot. You can use this approach to add additional examples, ask more questions, edit the answers, and improve the quality of your chatbot. Continue to add examples and test how the modify the behavior of your chatbot. Typically, more examples correspond to higher quality chatbot responses. This is how it basically was. Like in your write your prompt examples, you give it a prompt like you are Tim, a friendly alien that lives in Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Model is like okay, and then the chat goes like that. And then you can test your prompt here by asking it what's the weather is like, and the model will respond to it. Now, under the hood, Google AI Studio constructs a prompt by combining dialogue examples and conversational history into a single block of text that's sent to the model. To see what the complete prompt looks like, click Preview at the bottom of the screen to bring up the preview pane. Note that because every message between the model and the user is included in the prompt, this is the conversational history. Conversational prompts can grow quite long as the conversation goes on. Eventually, you may hit the model's token limit, the maximum length of the text the model can accept. You can see the completed conversation and token count in the preview tab. So in step 3, you'll experiment with model parameters. You can also try adjusting the model parameters to see if they produce more appropriate results for your use case. And in next steps, you'll have similar to other prompt types. Once you have your prompt prototype to your satisfaction, you can use you can use the get code button to start coding or save your prompt to work on later and share with others. This was all about Gemini in Google AI Studio, how you can use it for your better prompting. This is my LinkedIn. You can connect with me over here. And thank you for your patience.
That's great. That's great. Thank you very much, Anuradha. Luis, are you there?
All right. Thank you, Anuradha. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you for your amazing introduction. Yeah. So, Libon, ask question, please.
Actually, yeah, one question in the chat. Is the presentation made with Google AI Studio?
Does the presentation work? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's presentation. He asked you if this presentation made with Google AI Studio.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, Victor.
Yeah, Vito, go ahead, please.
I think there are two Victors in the house. I don't know if I'm the one.
No,
I
is
don't know. Victor Asoko. Okay.
yeah. Victor, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, your question was is the presentation made with Google AI Studio? Sorry, I wasn't able to hear you. No, it wasn't made in Google AI Studio. It was basically made in Canva.
Okay, so the question I wanted to ask was actually in the presentation, we said we should not embed our Google API keys in our code. Like we should not embed it in our code that will be made public. So can you talk about like other ways we can use to secure our API keys?
I guess it was about using an API key, or else it will, create a problem if you're not having an API key.
I don't understand what you said. Please. So what I was trying to say is that after getting the API key and is there in you said you should not embed it into files or Python code maybe on GitHub that will be made public. So I was asking, is there any other way we can, do something like that to keep our API key safe?
Yeah, if you put the code into it, it can be used. Like securing API key is necessary. You just have to take care not to put it on a public domain.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Anuradha. Yes, Victor, please go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I want to really appreciate the time you took to elaborate the benefit of Google AI Studio. Yeah, so my question is are there free credit? Because it seems it's not free. Is it free? Is there an easy GPU, like a free GPU we can use to play around and get familiar with the system, instead of actually putting a credit card and stuff? I don't know. Is there a way we can play around with the system to see how it works before we make an actual payment? Yeah.
Yeah, you can just try it right now. Like you can try Gemini right now. You can go visit the website.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Thank you. And okay, why I actually asked this question is I don't know if there are free credits for maybe Africa developers. I know my friend in India, they used to get this package a lot. They will get Google free credits and they will like play around with Google platform to understand how the platform work before they actually make, real stuff. I don't know.
Okay, I think we lost Nauda again. JC in chat, hi Victor, use env variables. You can solve that, or you can use Google Secret Manager as well. That's right. I will show you in my code. Don't worry, guys. Yes, Google AI Studio is free. Even you are not on pay as you go plans. You do not need any credit for Google AI Studio, like for example. Okay, I think Anuradha is leaving.